What's up, y'all? Happy Halloween. Welcome back to another edition of the Wildcats and Then Some podcast. To all my YouTube listeners, my Anchor listeners, wherever you're listening from, welcome back to another edition of the Wildcats and Then Some podcast. I'm your host, Deshaun. Again, happy Halloween, y'all. Just to let you know a little bit about me, my favorite scary movie, is Wrong Turn. Yes, Wrong Turn. I know I don't know, it's just something about funny, scary movies that I just like. I mean, Wrong Turn it's got its frightening moments, but at the same time, it's a funny movie. I mean, especially that three-finger guy who goes around eating everybody and he got that creepy-ass laugh. I mean, I just love Wrong Turn. I don't know, some people might think it's cheesy, but I love it. There's like 6 of them. I've seen the first 3, and all of them are great. I think the second one is the best, the one where they're with the reality show and they think that's part of the show, but it's really not. That one's the best one to me. Like I said, there's 6 of them. I haven't seen all 6. I've only seen the first 3. Some other scary movies I enjoy. I like Insidious. I've seen the first 2. I haven't seen any since then. I love Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy vs. Jason. I mean, I just love scary movies. If you're somebody that doesn't enjoy scary movies, well, only thing I can say is you're missing out. And my favorite candy, of course, is Hershey's Cookies and Cream. So, I mean, give your boy some Hershey's if you got it. Anyways, y'all. Well, earlier today, Kentucky lost a heartbreaker to Georgia. Lost 14-3, which it sucks that we lost, but at least Kentucky kept it close. I mean, I hate to talk about moral victories, but that game could have gone a lot worse. I mean, I don't believe in moral victories. I feel like we had chance after chance after chance to win this game, and we didn't take advantage of it. It's been the story of Kentucky all year long. I mean, I feel like, right now we're 2-4. I feel like we could easily be 4-2 if things would have gone differently. Like if Matt Ruffalo didn't miss that extra point against Ole Miss, maybe we win that game. If we would have played a little more aggressive against Missouri, maybe we win that one. I forgot who we played in the first game of the year, but could have won that game too. Barely lost. But, I had high hopes for Kentucky's football team this year. I was thinking maybe we would go 7-3 in this 10-game season. But 7-3 is out of the question now that we're 2-4. I was thinking at the worst maybe we'd be 6-4, but I don't know. I mean, we 2-4. We got to play Alabama. We still haven't played Florida yet. I think we got Vanderbilt on our schedule. I think Texas A&M's on our schedule. I don't know, but the way we play right now, we'd be lucky if we went 5-5. But you know what? Bad seasons happen. It happens. I mean, you gotta have your ups. You have your ups and you have your downs. I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to say here, because last year we was 7-5, 8-5 after we won the bowl game. The year before we was 9-3, 10-3 after winning the bowl game. Now, this season is a little bit different because of the coronavirus. I mean, conference play is all anyone's doing, pretty much. The season is shortened to 10 games. They haven't had as much time to practice, but still, we could be a lot better than 2-4. We could at least be 3-3 right now, maybe even 4-2. There's some Kentucky fans on social media saying that Mark Stoops needs to be fired, but I don't agree with that. I mean, I don't think Mark Stoops is the problem. I think he's the best coach UK has ever had. Yes, I know Bear Bryant once coached Kentucky, but Bear Bryant had his success at Alabama. He was good at Kentucky, but he made a name for himself at Bama, not at Kentucky. Mark Stoops, like I said, best coach Kentucky's ever had. He's turned this program around when we was a bottom feeder in the SEC before we hired him. I mean, Mark, like I said, we won 10 games 2 years ago. We won a bowl game last year. We've been to a bowl game 4 years in a row. Still, we can make it 5. We just got to win out the rest of the season and not finish under 5-5. We beat Tennessee this year in Knoxville, which is the first time since, I believe, 1984. We beat Florida 2 years ago, which ended a 31-game losing streak against Florida. Again, we won 10 games 2 years ago. Mark Stoops has done some good things. Now, yeah, this year, I don't know. If we lose another game, might as well just throw the whole season away. Well, okay, maybe not throw the whole season away. I feel like we gotta keep playing hard. Kentucky's got a pretty good defense, but I don't know what's going on with the offense. I don't know if Stoops is telling them to be conservative. I don't know what it is, but our offense sucks. I mean, yeah, we can run the ball pretty well, but our offense is so damn predictable. Anyone can tell what we about to do. Our receivers, for whatever reason, they don't get open. They can't stretch the field. Like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know why Eddie Gran is supposed to be this great offensive coordinator. At least that's what they were saying when we hired him. But our offense has been rather boring and predictable these last 2 years. Now, last year was kind of understandable because we didn't have Terry Wilson or Sawyer Smith healthy. So we had to rely on Lynn Bowden to be our quarterback. Well, really our Wildcat quarterback. We ran the ball about 50 times a game with Lynn Bowden, but most teams couldn't stop it. But this year it's different. I mean, when Georgia played against them, probably like, oh, Kentucky's about to run. They can't throw the ball. So it's like that's all teams have to do is stack the box against us, and we can't do nothing because our offense is so damn predictable. Our receivers aren't no good. Our offensive coordinator is predictable. Like, something's got to give. Now, maybe we give Eddie Gran one more shot. But if things don't change next year with the offense, I don't know. Maybe it's time for us to get a new offensive coordinator. Because, hell, we got the talent to be a 7-win team. Well, really it'd be 8 or 9 wins in a regular season. We got the talent to be an 8-4 team in a 12-game season. But we just don't have the play calling, I guess. I don't know what it is. But, you know, I'm still going to be a Kentucky fan regardless, no matter what. I'm not going to hit the panic button yet, but something's got to change. Anyways, some good news. Kentucky is Olivier Sarr on the basketball team. He will be able to play, as well as Jacob Toppin, who transferred from Rhode Island. So we're going to be at full strength this year. Our basketball team, it's going to be pretty good. Now, right now, Keon Brooks is injured. I believe he's got a lower leg injury. I think his father said it was a calf injury, but it's nothing too serious. But, yeah, I'm not forgetting about the football team. I mean, I hope they do well, but I can't wait till the basketball season starts because now that we know for sure that we're going to have Olivier Sarr, Kentucky is a Final Four team. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win the championship, but I guarantee you we at least get to the Final Four. We got an experienced senior in the front court in Sarr. We got plenty of talent, as always. We got a grad student transfer who will be running our point guard with Davion Mintz. So it's going to be a good season. I don't think we will struggle too much. I think, yeah, of course, early on in the season we will have our struggles. But by the time January, February comes around, yeah, Kentucky's going to be great. I'm telling you. I got a good feeling about this team. I'm not going 40-0 vibes, but I feel like this team at the most is a 3 to 5 losses at the most. We're going to be great. Just trust me. I mean, the two names that everybody should know by now, B.J. Boston and Terrence Clark. Both of them were ranked in the top 10 coming out of high school. I believe Boston was ranked number 4, maybe. Yeah, Boston, yeah, he's tall and skinny. He's about 6'6", got long arms. He's real skinny, but he's a good shooter. He can get buckets. He's athletic, solid on the defensive end. And there's Clark. He's not as good of a shooter like B.J. Boston, but Terrence Clark, like Boston, is one hell of an athlete. Clark is an elite defensive player. Clark has good handles, has some playmaking abilities. I believe those two will be our leading scorers. Devin Askew, I think he'll be the backup point guard to Davion Mintz, but some games he might be a starter. But I think he's going to be a good 6-man. Hell, he might win SEC 6-man of the year. Devin Askew, a good shooter, good playmaker. Solid on the defensive end. Now, he's not the most athletic. He's not the tallest point guard, but I really like Devin Askew. Now, unless he just tears it up, he'll probably be back for his sophomore year. Now, Boston and Clark, chances are they're going to be one and done. They were top 10 players coming out of high school, but it happens. We have them every year, and this year's not going to be any different. But I got a good feeling about this team. This team is either going to be in the Final Four, or this team is going to be in the championship and possibly win it. I'm calling it right now. Next thing I want to do, I just want to say shout out to my Titans, 5-1, lost our first game last week to Pittsburgh. We suck right now on the defensive side of the ball. Our offense is pretty good, but our defense not so much, which is, for me, it's surprising to say, because usually when you think of the Titans, we always have a good defense, but our offense is kind of middle of the road. But our offense is actually pretty good this year. It's just our defense sucks. We give up a lot of yards. We give up a lot of points. But I guess if there's one positive about our defense, they do force a lot of turnovers. But we got to get our shit together on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, we're 5-1. We're on top of the division, but it's going to be hard to win in the playoffs when your defense is surrendering 30 points every night. It's going to be hard to win in the playoffs when your defense is giving up over 350 yards a game. Like, that's got to change. But, Tannehill, surprisingly, well, it's a pleasant surprise, really. Ryan Tannehill has not regressed. Last year was not a fluke for Tannehill. He's obviously carried over his play from last year into this year. I believe he's only got like 2 or 3 interceptions on the year. I think he's got 11 or 12 touchdown passes. Tannehill's doing great. Henry is also doing great. He leads the league in rushing yards. A.J. Brown, he's had some injuries, but when he is on the field, he makes big plays. So I think one of these days, we'll be talking about A.J. Brown being one of the top 5 receivers in the game. That's how good I think he is. I mean, it's been a long time since the Titans had a true number 1 receiver. I mean, last time we had a legitimate number 1 receiver, honestly, was Derrick Mason. We've tried so many different receivers since Derrick Mason left the Titans, and none of them have been able to cut the mustard. Kenny Britt, Kendall Wright, well, no, I'm not going to count Mark Mariani. Kenny Britt, Kendall Wright, what's that dude's name? Justin Hunter, Corey Davis. Well, Corey Davis is still on the team. Now, I had high hopes for Corey Davis. He's not really a number 1, but he is a pretty good number 2 receiver. I mean, he's also a good red zone threat. He's 6'3". He can jump over the top of most DBs. He's solid, but yeah, not, like I said, not a true number 1. But I mean, we've definitely found a true number 1 in A.J. Brown. Now, the biggest thing that the Titans need to address, that we should have addressed in the draft, was our defense. We need better corners. I mean, Malcolm Butler, he makes big plays every now and then, but he also gives up a lot of big plays. Adoree Jackson has been battling injuries this year. Kevin Byard, he's one of the best safeties in the game, and Vaccaro's pretty good, but they can't do everything back there. I mean, we got a pretty good front 7. It's just our cornerbacks. That's what we need. Our cornerbacks are just not very good. I mean, Adoree, he's solid, but he hasn't become the Pro Bowl cornerback I thought he would be when we drafted him. Now, I don't know. I think he's got 1 more year left on his rookie contract, but I do believe we need to keep Adoree, just for depth purposes. But Tennessee Titans, no matter how this season ends, whether we win the Super Bowl, don't win the Super Bowl, lose in the playoffs, whatever, get a cornerback, please, in the 2021 draft. Or get one in free agency, a good one. We need somebody. Or shoot, make a trade. I mean, Stephon Gilmore, get him out of New England so he can be on a winning team again. Make a trade for somebody. I don't know. Shit. Do something, please. That's all I'm asking. Speaking of New England, that was one thing I wanted to talk about, Cam Newton. Now, I'm not trying to go conspiracy theorist on you, but my personal opinion is Bill Belichick and the Patriots might be sabotaging Cam Newton. Just to say, oh, we gave him a chance and he just couldn't produce. So that way other teams will shy away from him. Now, why would they do that? I don't know. I mean, Cam Newton, yes, he is. Yeah, he dresses funny, but he's really not a bad guy. Like, yeah, he may dress funny. He does a lot of celebrating. He can be a little arrogant, but he don't get in trouble off the field. Don't get in trouble on the field. I don't know why New England would try to sabotage him, but that's what it seems like to me. I mean, your running game sucks. You don't have an offensive line. Your receivers are bad. Why are y'all not trying to get Cam Newton some help? I mean, yeah, you could put some of the blame on Cam Newton, but it's not entirely his fault New England's 2-4. When you have no run game, your receivers are bad, your defense is gassed, that's what's going to happen. But, I mean, this is coming from somebody who I've never liked the Patriots. I don't like them. I'm not upset to see them struggling, but, Cam Newton deserves better. Like, help him out. Go get a receiver so you can make things happen. Go trade for Julio Jones or AJ Green. Somebody. Give that man some help. Cam Newton is a great quarterback. Y'all just not trying to let him be great for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. We're 6 games through the season. Some teams have played 7. It's never too late. It ain't too late to turn it around, but now is the time to turn it around, which, I believe they can. Like my Titans last year, we was 2-4 through 6 games. We ended up finishing the season 9-7, and then we went on to the AFC Championship game. Now, of course, yeah, this year, obviously, we're doing better. We're 5-1 through 6 games instead of 2-4, but hopefully they'll keep it up so we don't end up missing the playoffs. Right now we got I think a game over the Colts for the division lead. I believe we can win the division. My prediction at the beginning of the season was 11-5. We're about halfway there, so that prediction might just come true. I don't know. Anyways, moving on, I just want to say shout out to the city of Los Angeles, LA, the city of champions. The Dodgers won the World Series the other night against the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Lakers a couple weeks ago beat the Heat in 6 games in order to win the NBA Finals. For the Dodgers, that's their 7th World Series title. For the Lakers, that's their 17th, which now puts them in a tie with the Celtics for the most NBA championships all time. And for all you conspiracy theorists out there, 17 plus 7, that equals 24, which is the number that Kobe Bryant wore. Rest in peace. Yeah, of course, not only do I just shout out to them, shout out to my boy Anthony Davis. Got your first championship ring. Anthony Davis now is the first player in basketball history to win a national championship in college. He won one for my Wildcats. He won an Olympic gold medal shortly after being drafted to the NBA in 2012. He's been on a FIBA World Championship team. And now he's got an NBA Finals ring. Shout out also to Rajon Rondo for winning your 2nd ring. Shout out to Dwight Howard for getting your 1st ring. And shout out to the King, LeBron James, for getting his 4th ring. Now, of course, all 4 of these guys will be Hall of Fame bound, especially LeBron, of course. LeBron James he's proven this year, he's proven that he's still the best player in the game, even at 35 years old. Now, this is coming from a guy who does not like the Lakers. I've never rooted for them. I don't like them. Now, am I a LeBron fan? Yes, I am, but I've never rooted for the Lakers. I didn't like that LeBron signed with the Lakers, but the man is great. There's no other way around it. LeBron James is a great player. He's, even at 35 years old, LeBron is still the best player in the game. If he's not the best player in the game, he's at least top 3. If you want to say somebody's better than LeBron, I guess you could say a healthy Kevin Durant, but that's about it. And yeah, before the season started, and I'll admit I'm guilty of this myself, I I said Kawhi Leonard going into this season was the best player in the game because hell, he was coming off a Finals MVP, his second championship ring, which he won with the Raptors. He was going to a Clippers team that already had a pretty good bench, the best six man in the game in Lou Williams, another good six man in Montrezl Harrell. They brought in Paul George. Yeah, a lot of people, myself included, thought that the Western Conference will come down to the Lakers and the Clippers. But what happened? Clippers built a 3-1 lead on the Nuggets, only to lose that lead and get beat in Game 7. Shout out to Jamal Murray, another Kentucky Wildcat. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, yeah, I get it. Everybody has bad games, but you can't be the best player in the game when you load manage every other game. Like, it's all, well, I don't want to say he's a part-time player because that sounds kind of disrespectful, but Kawhi Leonard, man, you still in the prime of your career, dude. What you doing sitting out every other game? I mean, I could understand if you was a 17-year vet like LeBron James, or if you were coming off a major injury like KD will be next year, but dude, you fresh. What you need to load manage for? Go out there and play. That's what the fans pay good money to see you. I mean, I'm not a Clippers fan, but I'd be mad as hell if I bought tickets to a Clippers game and come to find out Kawhi Leonard ain't playing because of load management. I'd be like, what? Man, fuck this. Somebody can have my ticket. That'd be me. But anyway, yeah, the load management part, and yeah, you can't in a do or die game, you can't score only 14 points on what 3 of 10 shooting. I don't know. Kawhi Leonard was bad in that Game 7 against the Nuggets. I mean, it wasn't just Kawhi Leonard. Paul George was bad too. Those two combined only scored 24 points. Another Kobe reference, 24. Again, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George only scored 24 points. Jamal Murray outscored both of them by himself. He scored, I think, 40 in that game. And the Clippers just had no answer for Jamal Murray. But the Lakers was able to beat the Nuggets in 6, I believe. Or 5, I don't remember. But yeah, it's... Back to the point I was making, I was guilty of that. I said Kawhi Leonard is the best small forward in the game before the season started. I also said that he's the best player in the game. But yeah, I just don't know. I mean, KD, when healthy, is better than Kawhi as well. KD, when healthy, is the only player, in my personal opinion, who could challenge LeBron James as the best player in the game. It's going to be an interesting season next year. KD's going to be healthy. We finally get to see what him and Kyrie can do together. I think if everything works out, Brooklyn may be in the NBA Finals next year. I don't know. But I don't want to stray too far off the topic. Yeah, LeBron James is the best player still in the game. LeBron James, in my personal opinion, is the 3rd greatest player of all time. The only players ever who are ahead of LeBron James are Jordan and Kareem. The good thing is LeBron James is still adding to his legacy. Now, before I go any further, I'm not saying that LeBron James is going to surpass Jordan. I'm not saying he's going to be the GOAT when it's all said and done. But my point is this. I'm just tired of the GOAT debate. Like, I don't even entertain that bullshit no more. The reason why is because every time somebody brings up the GOAT debate, yes, it can be fun, but I mean, it's fun debating sports, don't get me wrong, but every time the GOAT debate comes up, like, people always bring up some stupid ass shit to discredit LeBron James, to diminish his greatness. That's just ridiculous to me. Like, look, yes, Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, but Jordan is not the greatest, or excuse me, Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, but he is not the only great player to ever pick up a damn basketball. Like, Michael Jordan, he's the reason why I became a basketball fan. But I love LeBron James too. LeBron, after Jordan and Dirk Nowitzki, because I'm a Mavericks fan, LeBron's my favorite player of all time after those two. So, yeah, I like Jordan. I like Kobe. I like LeBron. I mean, see, the problem is motherfuckers don't know how to respect greatness. Yes, I said what I said. Some of y'all out there don't know how to respect greatness, and that's the reason why I don't like entertaining the GOAT debate. It's just ridiculous how anytime somebody says something good about LeBron James, there's always some hating ass motherfucker who's trying to diminish LeBron James's greatness. Oh, LeBron James ain't the greatest player of all time because he didn't stay on the same team. Oh, for real? Hey, yeah, I didn't know you had to stay on the same team in order to be considered the greatest of all time. I mean, shit. Will Chamberlain did not stay on the same team, yet some people consider him the greatest player of all time. Some people, some, if they don't consider him the GOAT, they at least consider Will Chamberlain as the greatest center of all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he didn't stay on the same team his whole career, but yet some people have him as the GOAT over Jordan. Kareem played for the Bucks and the Lakers. Will Chamberlain, like I just mentioned, he played for the Warriors, the Sixers, and the Lakers. Shit. Who else? Kevin Durant, who some people say is better than LeBron James. He's played for the Thunder. He's played for the Warriors. Now he's on the Nets. Like, that's just a ridiculous reason. Like, LeBron James, so what? He went to a different team. Okay, the players have the power to do so. Back in the 80s, they didn't have that kind of power. But if they did, I bet you they wouldn't have stayed with the same team their whole career. Now, before you go any further, I'm not saying Bird would have went to LA to team up with Magic. I'm not saying that Jordan would have went to the Pistons to team up with Isaiah Thomas. All I'm saying is, if they had the same power that today's players had, they wouldn't have stayed with the whole team for their whole career. See, this whole, I don't know, people talk about loyalty. Like, ain't no loyalty in sports. That's some dumbass shit. I said what I said again. Ain't no loyalty in sports. That's just fucking stupid. Like, there's only two things, well, really one thing you should be loyal to in your whole life. That's your family. Other than your family, you shouldn't be loyal to anyone or anything but your family. Now, I say family, that includes everybody: your wife, your mother, your kids, your friends who you consider family. That's the only thing you should be loyal to. You shouldn't be loyal to a damn job, because your employer can replace you in a heartbeat and not give a fuck what you do or how you're going to survive afterwards. To these basketball players, yes, basketball is their job. Why? Let me ask y'all this. If y'all can give me a good reason as to why a player should remain loyal to a team, hey, I'll take back what I said. I'll be like, okay, you're right. It ain't dumb to be loyal to a team. But, I have yet to hear anyone give a valid reason as to why players should remain loyal to a team. You know why they shouldn't? Because the owner who signs their checks could cut their ass in a heartbeat, and they ain't even got to tell them. Like Deron Williams. Now, I don't know, maybe he was lying. For all I know, he could have been lying. But Deron Williams was traded from the Utah Jazz to the New Jersey Nets. Well, now known as the Brooklyn Nets. He found out he got traded by watching SportsCenter. You would think a guy who, when you're the best player on your team, that if your team is going to trade you, that they would at least give you a heads up, but hey man, we're going to trade you, just letting you know. But no, they didn't even do that. According to Deron, he found out by watching SportsCenter that he won't be playing with the Jazz no more. How's that for loyalty? Or how about DeMar DeRozan? He signed a contract extension. It was a max contract at that, to stay in Toronto. He'd already given them, I believe he already gave him 7 years of his career to Toronto. He signs a contract extension, and 2 years after he's completed, 2 years after signing that extension, they trade him to San Antonio for Kawhi Leonard. Now, of course, it worked out for Toronto. They got a championship ring out of it, but yeah, how's that for loyalty? You sign a guy who wants to be there, and you ship his ass somewhere else. Or how about Blake Griffin? He was a free agent. He signed the contract with the LA Clippers in order to play out the rest of his career with the Clippers. And what did they do? Halfway through his first season of his new contract, they trade him to Detroit. But y'all want to tell me that players should be loyal to a team? Man, miss me with that bullshit now. Come on. Yes, it's just bullshit to think that players should remain loyal to a team that won't even be loyal to them. I mean, for all y'all that rag on LeBron for team hopping, I mean, hey, at least he plays out his contracts before he leaves. But hell, LeBron James. Now this isn't a diss. I'm just telling you how it is. I mean, LeBron James could have been like Jimmy Butler and demanded a trade when he still had 2 years left on his contract. I mean, Jimmy Butler, yeah, great player, but Jimmy Butler's played for 4 different teams over the last 4 years. He spent the 16-17 season with the Bulls. He was traded to the Timberwolves, where he played the 17-18 season. Then he played for the Timberwolves for the first 10 or so games during the 18-19 season before he was traded to the 76ers. And then this offseason, the 19-20 season, he signs with Miami. That's 4 teams over the course of 4 years. But y'all want to rag on LeBron. Or Kawhi Leonard. This is his 3rd team over the last 3 years. He spent the 17-18 season with the San Antonio Spurs, where he barely played. They shipped his ass to Toronto, where he won a championship. Now he's in LA. That's 3 teams over the last 3 years. But y'all wanna rag on LeBron and don't give me that shit about, oh, but LeBron's the king. He's the self-proclaimed GOAT. Shut up. I mean, if y'all going, yeah, LeBron. Well, the King James nickname was really given to him by the media. I mean, if the media was calling me king, I'd take the nickname too. And y'all fool if you say you wouldn't. Like I said, the nickname was bestowed upon him by the media. He didn't give himself that nickname. And yeah, Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard, they're great players too. I mean, if y'all gonna sit here and tell me LeBron's not the best, then hold Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard to that same standard. Like, don't get on LeBron James for leaving a team, but then not say shit about Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler playing for 3-4 different teams over the last 4 years. Or what's another dumb reason as to why I don't like entertaining the GOAT debate? It ain't just about the whole he didn't stay with one team. It's also the fact that people talk about how, oh, LeBron James is 4-6. Okay. He still got 4 rings. And besides Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Bill Russell, and a handful of his teammates, and Tim Duncan, nobody else has more than 4 rings. I mean, yeah, so what? He's 4-6, but I mean, shit, it happens. I mean, it's maybe not to everybody, but hey, I mean, I'm not saying he's the greatest, but to say he's not great because he's 4-6, that's just ridiculous. I mean, hell, there's guys who play. LeBron, next year will be LeBron James' 18th year in the NBA, and there's guys who play for 18 years and don't even win a championship. There's guys who play for 18 years and don't even make it to the NBA Finals. Like Vince Carter. I mean, he played, 22 years. Actually, I don't know. He might have been with the Orlando Magic when they lost to the Lakers in the finals, but I don't know. Tracy McGrady never played in the finals. Carmelo Anthony, he's never been in the finals. Chris Paul's never been in the finals. Marcus Aldridge, yeah, I just threw that out there. I mean, there's a lot of players who have never been in the finals, or they have been in the finals and didn't win. But yeah, y'all want to say, oh, LeBron's not great. He's 4-6. Like, shut the fuck up. And that's also another reason why I don't like entertaining the GOAT debate. More rings does not automatically make you better. Again, like I said before I started this, I'm not saying LeBron James is going to surpass Michael Jordan. Yes, I think LeBron, depending on how many more championships he wins, I think if LeBron gets at least 1 more, I think he'll be number 2 all time. If LeBron gets 6, then I'm putting him at 1B to Jordan 1A. Yeah, I don't care what you think about it. If LeBron gets 6 rings, he'll be 1B to Jordan 1A, whether you like it or not. I mean, 6-6, that's 12 finals appearances. He won half of them. I mean, look, you can't deny greatness. Like, yeah, you can talk about, oh, he got a losing record, but yeah, y'all kill me talking about, oh, LeBron ain't great because he got a losing record in the finals, but y'all the same motherfuckers who want to call Allen Iverson great, which he is. Allen Iverson is great, But how you gonna sit here and say Iverson's great, but LeBron is not, when one of them got rings and the other don't? Now, again, more rings doesn't automatically make you better, but the whole ring argument is kind of dumb in itself, because if Jordan's the greatest because of his rings, if Jordan better than LeBron because he got more rings, then Bill Russell would be better than Jordan. 11 rings are more than 6. Bill Russell was 11-1 in the finals. I mean, 12 appearances are more than 6 appearances. Like, it's just, see, and that's the thing about a ring argument. People pick and choose when it applies. Like, yeah, Robert Horry got 7 rings, but people are like, oh, but Robert Horry's just a role player. He still got 7 rings. It's still 7. Like, whether you like it or not, 7 is more than 6. I mean, unless there's an alternate universe where less is more, 7 will always be greater than 6. But yeah, it's, again, the whole GOAT debate is just ridiculous nowadays. I don't even bother entertaining it anymore, because yes, staying on one team is not a criteria for being the greatest of all time. More rings doesn't necessarily make you better. And the other, it's just, I mean, there's other reasons, but it's just ridiculous. Because, hell, people will blast LeBron James for playing for different teams, but don't say nothing about, like I said, don't say nothing about Kawhi Leonard or any other great player doing the same thing. Hell, Shaq played for, what, 6 teams throughout his career? He played for the Magic, the Lakers, the Suns, the Cavaliers, Celtics. Did I say Orlando? Yeah, I think I said Orlando. But, yeah, LeBron is bad because he played for multiple teams. Like, come on now. Get real. It's just ridiculous. You know what? Fuck the GOAT debate. There's no greatest of all time. Instead, there's the greatest of their era. GOTE. Jordan was the greatest of his era. LeBron is the greatest of his. Magic was the best of his era. Wilt Chamberlain was the best of his era. So on and so on. Ain't no greatest of all time, because basketball's still going on. Time is not over with yet. You know what? Just pretty much all I'm trying to say is appreciate greatness, you ungrateful motherfuckers. Because LeBron, once he's gone, ain't going to be another LeBron. Like, some of y'all going to say, oh, I ain't going to miss him when he's gone. Y'all bullshitting. Y'all going to miss him. I know you will. Because, hell, half of social media is like Skip Bayless. All they do is say, LeBron this, LeBron that, blah, blah, blah. LeBron ain't this. Like, what y'all hating ass motherfuckers going to do when LeBron retires, huh? Are y'all going to start hating on my man Luka then? Are y'all going to hate on Giannis? Like, what y'all going to do? Because that's all I see in social media. I mean, especially in some of these sports groups that I'm in. Every post is about LeBron James. Some good, some bad. But that's all y'all motherfuckers talk about is LeBron. Like he's the only player in the NBA. He ain't. I mean, I love LeBron to death, but shit, I get tired of going into these damn sports groups and all I see is LeBron, LeBron, LeBron. I'm like, yo, talk about football for crying out loud. It's fucking football season. Talk about the Dodgers. They just won the World Series. Like, shut the fuck up about basketball for 1 second. Just, again, just appreciate greatness. Jordan was great. Kobe was great. LeBron was great. Wilt, Kareem, they all were great. I mean, if you want to compare them, that's fine, but stop discrediting great players, because that's just fucking dumb. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Enjoy y'all Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. I'm Deshaun, and I'm out.